Okay, looks like we are live. Only 8 minutes late this morning, which is a bit better than last week, but yeah, the shower was just so relaxing this morning. It really was. And I actually want to do some stuff. How do I do this? I'm trying to... Oh. I just changed it by accident. Okay. I'm just reducing the Factorio sound a little bit. Because, yeah, I was watching back and I noticed it was a bit loud last time. So anyway, what are we doing today? We are going through, and our first note is crystals into mineral catalyst, which is a note we were... Oh, by the way, if you've been watching live every week, which is probably like 1 or 2 people, I did a bonus stream yesterday. So this is Sunday morning. I did one on Saturday afternoon, and it was, yeah, basically we got blue science done. Not in the mega base. We spent just over 2.5 hours, and we got some janky blue science done in the regular base. And let me just minimize that. So basically there it is. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. And we've researched a few things. The main thing that we researched was this. To get all of these fancy ores, silver, aluminium, silicon, and zinc. So now we can create them with pure recipes, which we're going to need those for making blue signs in the mega base. So that's what we've done. And now we're going to move on to crystals because mineral catalyst is a nightmare. We need a lot more. I'm going to set this back to 50. We need a lot more. And currently we don't really have the amount of crushed stone. Slag is running out. Crushed stone is starting to run out. If we have a look at the display, we can see that there is 0 stations supplying slag and only 8 loads of crushed stone, and there used to be like 20 or so. So crushed stone is definitely being used up faster than we're actually making it, despite the fact, well, I mean, these guys are only actually producing crushed stone when they have mineral catalyst, so it's kind of a catch-22. But we did do the math and we figured out that even with all these stations running full speed, it's not going to be producing as much crushed stone to create the mineral catalyst as it will be using up mineral catalyst. So yeah, I mean, here we're using 1 full belt, we're spitting out 2 full belts. But over here, we're using 4 full belts, and we're not spitting out 2 full belts. So it's not self-sustaining, the mineral catalyst, just from crushed stone. So we are going to have to do something else, which is what we're going to do today, is crystals. So I've got all the math here for doing the crystals, and it is quite complicated, so I'm going to spend a few minutes going through it. And as always, we're going to start from the end. Now, what I want is a base that's capable of building 4 red belts of mineral catalyst, which should satisfy most of our requirements. Excuse me, I've got quite a bit of a cough. I'm going to have a drink right now and see if that helps a bit. Okay. That feels a little bit better. I still got a bit of a cough, but all right. Slowly we're getting rid of it. All right, so getting back to these. So we want a full 4 belts, red belt, which is 120 per second of mineral catalyst. And we want the same for crystal catalyst, but we're going to build 2 different stations for those. But the thing is, they both use, one uses crystal seedling, the other one uses mineral sludge. Both crystal seedling and mineral sludge come from crystal slurry. So 90% of this base will be identical for both of these. So we've done the math and we've got it written down over here. So we need 1500 to do 4 red belts. We need 1500 slurry per second, which will produce 1200 wastewater per second. The crystal slurry we're going to get from the dust recipe. So we could get the slurry directly from the geodes, but it uses up a lot more sulfuric acid. For example, this one, 50 slurry for 15 sulfuric acid. This one, only 20 slurry for 15 sulfuric acid for red geodes. So by crushing all of the crystals into dust first, it's more efficient for sulfuric acid. Less efficient for the actual crystals, but we can basically pull crystals up out of water, so it's fine. And the beautiful thing about this is, because we're converting 10 crystal dust into 50 crystal slurry, we need 300 dust per second, which is a lot, but we also need 450 acid per second. And wastewater converts down to acid in a ratio of 40%. So, for example, sulfuric wastewater, divide by 100 to get the sulfur, and then multiply by 60 to get the sulfur dioxide gas. That's 60% at the moment. And then sulfur dioxide down to sulfuric acid is 60 over 90, which is 2/3. 2/3 of 60 is 40. So that's 40%, and 40% of 1200 is 480. Trust me on that. So actually producing 30 acid per second over what we need, but that's basically a closed loop. So we could actually export sulfuric acid for free out of this station, and we don't need to import any of it. We just need to seed it, chuck a few barrels down there to get it up and running. But yeah, basically it's going to give us bonus sulfuric acid, which is awesome. Now, as far as the crystals go, basically the 300 crystal dust that we need, this is approximately how much each of these is going to give. And the way I figured it out is with this recipe. So actually, let me craft one of these and I can kind of show you, because as you can see, it produces geodes in a whole bunch of weird and wonderful ratios. So, yeah. The key one here is yellow, because yellow is 1, and the rest of them are kind of ratioed. But you can see over on the left-hand side, yellow is 1, red is 1.5, which is 2 times 75%, purple is 0.75. So that's where all of the ratios go. These ratios are converted into percentages, approximately. 1 is actually... These add up to 6, so this becomes 1 out of 6, which is 16.66666666 repeating, which I rounded up to 17. If you add up all these numbers, you actually get 99.5, which then rounds down to 99 and a third if you treat this as a pure 16.6 ratio. But it's close enough. And then what we do is we convert these values over here, and the way we do that is using the crushing recipe, because they obviously crush differently. The blue geode, 2 to 1, so 25 becomes 12.5. The yellow one is 2 to 2, so the 17 stays as 17. And then we take the 300 dust we need, and we say, okay, all of these add up to 85. They actually add up to 84 point blah, but rounded up to 85. And then you say, okay, 17 over 85 times 300 gives us 60. So out of the 300 dust we need, 60 dust per second will be created by the yellow geodes. And these are the ratios for the rest of them. It is a bit approximate, but the important thing is we know now that we need 60 yellow geodes per second. And so then we can say, okay, 1 yellow geode comes from 40 heavy mud water, so that's 2400 heavy mud water. And we're good. Now we know exactly how many machines we need for pretty much everything. And now all we need to do is actually build the damn thing. So yeah, I'm kind of torn. I kind of want to build it up here, but I kind of also want to build it here. I kind of really want to build it here, but we'll see. What I'll do is I'll build some basic blocks over here, because somehow I missed out on building basic blocks here, and they should be done fairly quickly. The bots are still building stuff over here, And they're really getting slowed down because this gap is too big and they usually run out of juice before they get all the way over there, but that's fine. We can actually build a sample line because the thing about this is 300 dust is probably the most important part about this. So as we know, a red belt spits out 30 items per second. So if we need 300 dust, we basically need 10 red belts. And I'm going to do them with yellow belts at the moment, but eventually there will be red belts, just like most of my builds. And yeah, so we're going to need... So we're basically going to have 10 builds that are functionally identical. And I really want to build them up there, but I'm going to build them here for now. Get rid of all these trees, please. Thank you, Janky Construction Bots. So, so I kind of want to make it as skinny as possible so we can fit 10 side by side in there. So we may start using some more impressive crushers. We can technically make these. I don't know if we've actually made them yet, but so if we have a look at these guys. So a full red belt of... Actually, for 300 dust, how many crystals are actually coming down? That's actually interesting. All right, here's what I actually want to do. Let's we're going to have like a waterfall model here. One across, one across. And we're going to change the numbers of these guys later. But basically what we do is... Do we actually need to do that? I'm just wondering. That may not actually be necessary because we're only going to have one red belt coming out for the entire thing, so... Alright, here's what we're going to do instead. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, so no more waterfall model. Now, the thing I didn't figure out is how much total... if we have a look... So this is going to be... double? So let's do some quick math here to figure out how much these are actually going to be. So this basically gets doubled, so this is going to be 106. This is 2/3, which is, what's 2/3 of 53? It's about 33-ish. Let's round it up and say it's 34. This one's going to be 34. This one is the same, 40. This one is again doubled, 88. And this one is the same, 60. So, so we're going to look over here and we're going to say 106 plus 34 plus 34 plus 44 plus 88 plus 60. 366. Okay. Now, unfortunately, that's more than a red belt, which is fine, but well, it's more than this. So if we do 30 dust, we're going to need 36 crystals coming out, which is slightly annoying, but that's okay. What we can do is we can have 2 belts, and then we'll do something like this. Something like that. I'll have 2 belts coming out. And then we'll have a splitter. I kind of want to do more than one thing here. Because these two belts are going to be full, pretty much. Alright, here's what we do. Here's what we do. We have... yeah, okay. We're going to have... because we got... so these are going to be 2 red belts coming down with a total of 36 items per second. And the biggest one is going to be blue. Going to be blue by far. Red is also going to be fairly large. I'm not sure why actually red is not as large as blue. Because blue you're still producing the same amount. Is 2 to 1. And then red is also 2 to 1. Where did my maths go wrong here? I did my maths wrong here. 12.5 over 85. 12. These should be the same. These two. This should be 44. Which means this should be 88. Which means we just scraped 18 off this. 348. Okay. Well, that doesn't really matter. So the point is we take off one of these, either blue or red, and then we end up with a straight red belt. Which is pretty good. So that means that we can have 2 red belts coming down here. We split off, let's say, blue. We'll get rid of blue off to the right-hand side. And then like so. And that one goes down like that. And then we have a bunch of these. Okay. So... 88... basically divide by 10. So that's going to be 8 blue per second. So we have a look here. Okay. These are ore crusher 2s. Okay, I think we can get away with ore crusher 1s. Okay. So that's 3, 6, 9, which fits under 8. And then over here, we're going to do red, which also fits under 8. Now the rest, 6, 6, 34, and 34. So the rest we only need 2. Okay. We don't actually need that. We don't need an extra belt here. Once we're down here, just 1 belt will do us, which means that can go like that. We'll move those a bit closer. And beautiful. Now we just need to... we can get rid of that. Somehow do that, and then Do not need any more of those. Okay. So that's going to be red on the right-hand side. And that is... Wait, no, this is not going to be red. That's just going to be anything. We can just do anything at this point. Yellow, purple. And then cyan on that side, and then over here. We just do that. Okay. And then we just filter these down, and we have a single red belt. Where's my thing? And that's the thing of beauty. So we got approximately 34.8 items a second coming down these two red belts. Eventually there will be red belts, and then for the rest... And that's it. And then we just need to have as many washing plants as we need to actually get that created. Still haven't created any of those. I guess the bots are still busy dying over here. They should start creating them though. Yeah, they are highlighted. We've definitely got enough bots, and we've got enough roboports lying around. So it should be fine. Okay. So that's a basic design for taking care of the crystals. Then we just got washing plants going up here. As many washing plants as we require. If you have a look, washing, I've got level 1s at the moment. We could get level 2s, but not sure if they're worth it here. If we have a look at a Mark 1 producing geodes. So this is going to produce a total of 2 per second. Trust me, if you look at all those items, they all add up to 2 per second. And it takes 12. So the important thing is it takes 12 heavy mud water. We know we need 2,400 mud water total, which means we need 240 per lane. Which means we need 20 of these, which means we need 10 per side. Which is very doable. 10 per side spits out approximately 20 geodes per second, which spits out a total of 40 geodes, which is actually more than the 34.8. So my math has probably gone a bit funky somewhere, but I don't mind. Actually, no, it's probably fine because these don't actually spit out 2. If we do the math, 0.44 plus 0.44 is 88. 9. So it's 1.1 plus the yellow is 1.4 plus the 2 geodes is about 1.76. 1.76. And if you multiply 1.76 by 20, you get 35.2, which is remarkably close to 34.8. So that's just a result of some random rounding that I've done here and there. But yeah, that's definitely good enough. That is definitely good enough. So we're actually going to be producing 0.4 more crystals per belt than we need, which is fine. Okay. Come on, bots. Get me some stuff going. All right. You know what? We can just build this. Even if we're not building them in the right section, we can still build them around here somewhere. Okay. So we're going to build this here. And we're going to a V and a belt And 4, 6, 8, 10. Actually got a decent bit more room, but I don't think we're going to need it because, yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the heavy mud water, basically what we're going to have is we're going to have all these lined up together. We're going to have all the 10 connecting to each other. And actually, I don't know. Do we want to have a separate mud water creation for all of them? Or do we just want to have one big mud water plant? I'm not really sure. Okay. You are doing a total of 2, less than 2. So that should be good enough. I think I just want to have, everything as self-contained as possible. So these guys take 120 mud water per second. 120 per second. Okay. V. And we can keep this water going up. Okay. We go. That fits. That fits. That fits. That fits. Getting very close to that roboport, but that's fine. So that gives us 120 mud water per second. We also need some viscous mud water and some actual water. So this is going to be, these guys are all 75 water per second plus another 15 is not too bad. So we can just, I always forget where the damn thing is. I'm actually going to drag this across a little bit more. So we get the water pipe in there. And then we just need, I think one of these should be fine. One mud pumping thing. But we'll have to check. Oh, that's actually pretty close. Sorry, we can grab, nope, don't want to grab that. I just want to grab these. Move them down by 1. So that does, how much does that? 300 per second. This needs 60 per second. Running a little bit tight on space here. And I do want to, we also need to take care of the mud. So we need a liquefier to put it back. Alright. Here's what we do here. If we do horizontal. Okay. Guess we don't need that extra water there. We're going to have a fluid tank. These guys all produce mud, don't they? Right. So where's my basic fluid tank? Yeah, we're just going to have one of these. It's simplest. We'll just put it up here. Can we hook these guys directly up? Oh, we can. Enable or disable if viscous mud water less than 10,000. And then these guys just produce mud, which all go into a liquefier. And Bob's your uncle. Then we go boom, 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 and boom. pick up, drop, pick up, you're good, and you are picking up over here. So that takes care of all the mud, and then this one just needs to convert mud and water. Okay, so we need to get the water hooked up to here as well. What's the best way of doing this? That's not what we want. We don't want to grab that. Okay. I don't want to do anything down there, actually, because... And I don't want to go outside here. I'd like to keep these guys as thin as possible, if possible. You know what? Let's just keep it simple. Give it its own water supply. There we go. One water pump just for you. You are very, very special. And now... how do we do this? Okay. That's pretty simple. So that is a total of 240, and each one of these will give us enough, because I think they were like 300 per second or something like that. Yeah, 300 per second, which is beautiful. Okay, so we're done. I don't think we have C4 plumps actually. C4 plumps. Pumps. We don't have seafloor pumps. Okay, I could try and say that 3 times fast, but I'm going to mess it up, so I'm not going to do that. So, we don't have those automated, but it shouldn't be too much to automate them. That gives us all of the stuff that we need. And now we just need to turn it. Oh. Okay, back up a sec. Before I go a little bit crazy here, we need to remember that these guys are also spitting out crushed stone. So, yeah, this is going to work. Okay, that's all right. But these are going to spit out a fair bit of crushed stone. So we're going to need some extra belts. Like so. Alright, you take in a total of 3. Do I want to keep using... I kind of want to just use these. Okay. I will cut these belts off so that we don't have crap laying on the end, because that's nice. That's 4.5. Oh, you gotta be crapping me. 4.44. I mean, let's look at the math for a second here. So we need, this will spit out a total of 9. We need a total of 88. And this does 4.44. So we need a total of 8.8. This does, okay, so that's fine. Well, that's for red. Okay, so this is for the crystal, the light green, which we need 34. 3.4 per second. Really need 3.4 per second total? I'm getting a bit confused with all of this stuff, but you know what? We're just going to go with it. And we're going to use a trick that somebody recommended to me in the comments for other levels of crushing, which is going to be this filter is, where is it? Is not crushed stone, and this one is. And the one that's... Oh, go long, stupid thing. Alright. Alright. These ones are going long. Ones are going short. Yeah, we're going to have to do something about which side of the belt these guys are sitting on. Oh, don't do that. If we do that, we're going to mess up all the colors. Looks like the bots are finally here. Finally making some stuff happen. Yeah, so the crushed stone... you can be near. You can be near. You can be near. And we'll get another one here to also do near. What am I doing? I forgot how to do near. I literally was doing it 5 seconds ago, and now my memory's blanked. No, my memory hasn't blanked. The control isn't working for some. Yeah, okay. It's Shift L is to do this. Shift N is to do that. Okay, why wasn't it working? Okay, it's working now. For some reason I was clicking Shift. Either my brain switched off for a second, or I don't know what the hell happened, but anyway. There we go. So that's going to take care of it. So each side is going to be approximately... How much is it going to be? Well, this is going to be approximately 15. And it's a little bit less there, a little bit more there. Quite a lot more there. So we're going to say that this is going to be... Let's say that we need to handle, say, 30. Just to be on the safe side. So we're going to turn all of this into mineralized water using liquefiers, of which we have level 1s in the base. So let's get some level 1 liquefiers going on down here. What do you... Okay, you take 15 per second. That's a lot. So technically we just do this. And then we've got our mineralized water. We can just steal some water from here. I'm trying really hard to keep this in the one blueprint. It doesn't always work. Alright, we can be a little bit fancy here. We can be very fancy actually, and move that up by 1. And move this up a little bit more so it looks a little bit more lined up. And then you are like that. And so on and so forth. Then here we get down to there. And we're getting too close to this Roboport. Unfortunately, we need to move this entire setup over by 1. Which is fine. We'd probably land... If we really wanted to, we could landfill this little area over here, but I'll probably... Actually, where is my landfill? Landfill. There we go. I'm not sure. I think we've got landfill. Yeah. Is washing... I could have sworn we had washing plants. Maybe we're not actually making them. Maybe we're just doing some stuff. Okay, well anyway. We go all the way up here. Horizontal that. It's capturing some of the stuff that we don't want it to capture. Okay. That should be fine. And then we... It's going to take a little bit for the bots to do that. Alright. Turn this on, please, so we can get rid of all that wood. Let's go over and make some seafloor pumps. Seafloor pumps, okay? It sounds like I'm mispronouncing it, but I'm not actually mispronouncing it. Basic circuit board, iron, and iron. Alright, that should be easy to make somewhere around here. I just got an alarm going off on my phone. It's probably not important. Seafloor pump. Seafloor pump. Okay. Seafloor pump. You need some of this as well. And give me one of these. Need some green circuits. Give me a bunch of them, actually. Please tell me we're still in row report range here. Looks like we are. Shift E, pick up position. Tamp it down, and I guess... Oh, we've got them. We've got washing plants. We got a bunch of them. Okay, it says it's missing them, but we got them here, so it's clear that the robots are just... bad at... Either the robots are bad at their jobs... Or we've got... No, we've only got one logistics network. So the robots are just bad at their jobs. I don't know. They're definitely here. They're definitely available. Alright, so 10 have picked it up. The problem is they want 22, but there's only 10 in the network. And they're not going to put more into the network until the ones that are there have already been picked up. Which is fine. Okay. Alright, so it's finally deleted all of that stuff. So now we can start actually putting this stuff down properly. Horizontal. Apparently it didn't take before. Probably because I put this in the wrong spot. Horizontal. That's a bit awkward. We can just turn these down so we don't have to worry about that. And then do this, and we might as well share them as well, just to make it a bit nicer. But there we go. Nice little bit of the... And I didn't actually do the math on... Where is it? On this process, because this is going to produce a lot of water. Oh, okay. Apparently when I was trying to increase the size of the inserters, my cursor was just stuck in there, and that's why it wasn't actually increasing them. Good to know. So the math for the mineralized water, because we need a bunch over here. So we need, how much mineral sludge do we need? So we need 1,500 slurry per second, which means we need 3,000 mineralized water per second. 3,000 per second, which means that we need a total of 300 crushed stone per second, which means we need 30 crushed stone per second per lane. 30 crushed stone per second. That's 9. That's another 9. That's 6. 9 plus is all right. We got enough. I'm pretty sure we got enough here. We're gonna have extra, and we're gonna have. Oh, here we go. We've got an alert. Custom alert. We are dead. We have literally run out of iron. Or sapphirite, I should say. Sapphirite is dead. That's fine. We don't need it anymore. We've got 4.6k iron ore, and it's all being shipped over here for the plastic / weed process as well. We can actually, you know what? We can actually turn this off. Because we've got 100,000 ferric chloride solution here. We don't need any more. Maybe if we want some, but we're gonna definitely turn this off. So we're gonna stop using the iron ore there. And I don't think we're using it anywhere else. We were grabbing a little bit for this, but this one has stopped because it ran out of aluminium. But that's fine. We've got how much resin have we got? I'm not sure exactly. Hopefully, I mean, we did the calculation on the aluminium, so should have enough resin. Although now we've got all this methanol just sitting here. So obviously these guys haven't been created at the right amount of time, but we do have 2,000 liquid resin just sitting in the machine. So it should hopefully be enough to see that research through to the end. But we can always grab some more aluminium over there if we need to. Alright, let's get back to the job now. So right now we've got 30 crystal dust per second coming down this belt, and we've got a bunch of this mineral dust. Now, what's the next step? We need to turn it into seedling, obviously. Yeah, the crystal slurry. That's the next thing. So liquefiers. Let's get some liquefiers up here. I've already got some liquefiers up here. Okay, you are doing 5 per second. That's pretty impressive. Right. So we'll just do it like that. Five per second for each of these, and it's definitely not what we want to do. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think here we're going to play it safe, and we're just going to put 2 inserters for each of these. We could make a red and a yellow one. Not sure if I care enough. And then another one in the middle. And that's going to be our crystal seedling. Sulfuric acid. We will, as we've said before, we'll produce that on site. Just to make things nice and simple. Get rid of the rest of these trees and rocks, please. So, just waiting for stuff to be built at the moment, but alright. Let's look at sulfuric acid. Now, the sulfuric acid will get built later on down here, but for this, we need 45 acid per second. Let's actually just build that now. 45 acid per second. Might as well build it. There's one of these buildings, I made a red one in the actual... Okay, 45 per second. 7.5... Okay, so we just need one. And... sulfur dioxide. I have a feeling that's made in a liquefier. Yes, it is. Okay, so that takes 78. We actually only need 45, but that's not going to reduce it down enough to actually have it. Chemical plant. Here, air filter. How close are we to the edge? Pretty close. Alright, so these guys take 45 oxygen each. This one doesn't produce quite enough. We need 3 of these. We're actually going to need a surprising amount of oxygen for this. And let's get... I think maybe it was Hydro Plant 2's was the one that I actually created. Alright. So you're going to take 1.5 per second. And this produces 1.5 per second. Alright, excellent. This also produces 105 per second. This one only takes 35, so we don't need to produce any water. We could just send it over there, and we're going to need a bunch of clarifiers over here for various processes. If we squeeze this, we can't squeeze that too tightly. We can squeeze it a bit more tightly though. Alright. Gonna need a tank down here, and I'm pretty sure you can't select these. Okay, maybe you can select these 2 wires. All right. I could have sworn there was one of these things. I think maybe it's the. Okay. So this is going to be for purified water. If enable or disable if purified water is greater than 20,000. Mineralized water. We've got more than enough mineralized water. We don't need it, but we can actually hook this into the rest of the mineralized water. Because we do need a place to store the mineralized water and a way to clarify it if it's too much, which it will be for a lot of processes. So let's say that we're producing some ridiculous amount, like 60, so that's going to be 600 mineralized water per second. I can't remember how much the clarifiers do. Where are we actively clarifying stuff? Ah, the sulfuric wastewater, of course. Usually we are actively clarifying it. 160 per second. And what did we say? We needed about 600. Okay. All right. So this is going to be if mineralized water is greater than 20,000. Beautiful. Now let's move these apart a little bit. Okay. Oxygen, oxygen, oxygen. Kinda doesn't exactly work. We could move these over by 1, I guess. This actually needs to go here, which means this one needs to go here. And we're getting into pipe spaghetti a little bit, but that's fine. Oh, that's not going to work. That's all right. We can do this, and then... No, we need to get that around. We need to get that around, and it's not going to work. We don't have... Well, we got a little bit of space off to the side. Just a little bit. We could start moving some of these buildings down. I really have packed them a bit too tight. Alright, let's move them up by 1. And that allows that to happen. Okay, beautiful. Sulfuric acid. Where's my tank? And that one goes up like that, and then across there. And then we'll need a way to route this down to the train station that we're going to be offloading extra to later on. So, that's beautiful. Yeah, well, I say it's beautiful. We still need a way. Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. I have to keep these guys. Have to leave room for getting rid of this stuff. And this is problematic. Now, we need to make sure we can get rid of the nitrogen. Beautiful. That should be enough to deal with 3 machines. And then 3 machines... what did we say? We need a total of 90 per second, which means we need 180 compressed air per second. We have not left ourselves enough room to do this. Not if we want to squeeze it into the same ratio. So we're just going to have to do something janky like this. Bloody compressed air, man. It's just, the buildings are just so big. And what does this do? 33.3. So 3 of these get 100, and we need 100 and... What did we say we needed? Yeah. Hold up a sec. Yeah. So we need 45 total sulfuric acid, which translates to... we need to multiply that by 1.5, because this is a 1.5 recipe. So 1.5 times 45 is 67.5, which means we need 67. Hang on, did I do this wrong? I think I messed this ratio up. All right. So 7.5, 50 is 45. Okay. So 45 sulfuric acid multiplied by 1.5 is 67.5 sulfur dioxide. So which means we need more than... I haven't even got the inserters going in here. That's all right. We're going to put a chest here. This spits out 1.5. Drop position. And then drop position. Drop position. Okay, that takes care of that. So 67.5 oxygen. Which is actually not as much as I thought. Okay, so we can get rid of this one. We don't need the extra one. 67.5. Definitely enough for venting that now. And I haven't got the oxygen connected yet. Okay, now it's connected. $67.5, which is 135 compressed air. 135. And 4 of these will produce 133. So, you know what? We're just going to do 6. We just say, screw it. We're doing 6. That's a total of 200. That's way more than we need. But, whatever. This is definitely within the blueprint. And we've left space for power poles in here. Although I haven't actually done power poles for much of this stuff. But it should be okay to power all these guys up. We should be able to just... We've got plenty of space for power poles in here. Alright. And additionally, if we want... And I realize we haven't even sent the crystal seedling down yet, but we're going to do that right now. Okay. All right, beautiful. There's the crystal seedling. Now, we have to kind of be careful with the way these sides are set up so that we can crank these right next to each other. So basically, yeah. I'm going to set the bloody recipe on that. So yeah, we can squeeze this right next to each other and we don't have any weird pipe mixing, which we don't look like we have. We got some water pipes that'll be mixed. I really don't care about those, to be honest. I really don't care if they get mixed. Everything else should be fine. Okay. So that, we got some extra sulfuric acid coming down here. The mineralized water has been taken care of. The sulfuric acid loop has been not quite taken care of. We still need some way to send up the sulfuric acid that we get. That power pole is starting to annoy me. Okay, beautiful. So we got some sulfuric wastewater. Could we fit a tank in here? I think we actually could. Possibly. Let's fit a tank in there. So we got a little bit of a buffer. Alright, beautiful. So crystal seedling coming down here, sulfuric wastewater goes up, and extra sulfuric acid comes down here. And we're fitting it in the same blueprint. Because remember, for a full... we're going to want 10 of these per station. 10 of these lines. And I'm not sure if we can fit 3 in between the robot ports. I have a feeling we're just going to be fitting 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then maybe another 2 down the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 over here. And then we can actually fit a full 30 lines exactly in this block, which is pretty awesome. But, alright, I like the fact that we can fit 30 in. Let's see if we can fit the rest of the processing down here, because we still need to do coal filtering and blah, blah, blah. I'm not sure if we can actually fit it in this space. It's going to be a little bit tight. These air filters, man, these air filters just killing me. How do these guys not have power? Really, really annoying me. It's probably a bit premature to be setting up these power lines, but I just hate that blinking light so damn much. And I'm going to put... put one there. Why not? That'll power all this stuff. We got a link going down to there. And we got these ones being linked down. Okay, so that's fine. And this power line would link them anyway. But then, again, I don't think these are actually linked. Might as well. Alright, let's continue moving on. Let's get this build done. So, I'm going to jump out of there so I can see the actual recipes. Ooh. Oh, look at this. We got some research going on. We got halfway to worker robot speed, and then we just got worker robot cargo size, and our robots... Right now, our robots are at plus 35% speed. This is going to change it to plus 75% speed. So it's not doubling it, but that's a very decent boost. And we will definitely notice it. All right. Let's get back to the grind, back to the actual thing. So we've got all the crystal slurry at the moment, and all the mineralized water. Now we need to get some filtration units going. And I'm very worried that we're just going to need a massive amount of these, and we're rapidly running out of space. Filtration units. Oh. We still need to get this out, don't we? The mineralized water. Yeah, the pipe's not going to stretch that long. No, it's not. It's not. We're going to have to squeeze it out here. Yeah, that's... No, that's not working. Damn it. I'm running out of room to squeeze these pipes. We've got too many pipes here. Wonder if you can do pipe braiding using different types of underground belts, because Bob's actually has... No, it doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. They still join up to each other. That would be awesome if you could pipe braid using the different types of pipes, but apparently not. Okay, so this is compressed air. I don't think it's possible to get under all of these. No. It's just one belt too short. One too short. Actually got a lot of stuff happening up here. Eventually this will all kick on and we'll actually start to see some stuff being produced, but already seeing some things going. So let's have a look. Is this actually at the limit? Yes. Are we at the limit over here? Yes. So what do we do about that? It's really, it's kind of, I don't know. I don't know what we can do about that. Well, here's the thing, right? This is a tileable build. So what we can do is just that. So that is going over, and it's going to fill up this space on the other build. So when we whack them together, this space will actually be filled by a bunch of pipes. So we're going outside the line, but it's okay. And if we have a look here... Yeah, we'll just need to make sure that we leave enough room so that it's not crunching the robot pod. But if we're fitting it between the power poles, this should be fine. All right. So that's our mineralized water. All right, let's have a look. So this is where things are going to be slightly different, because in some cases we're going to want crystal slurry. In another states, we don't want mineral sludge. Well, we're always going to want crystal slurry, but sometimes we're going to need seedlings, sometimes we're going to need mineral sludge. So this needs to produce 150 slurry per second. Mineral sludge, yeah. It's going to need to consume 150 per second. Let's just double check that. 25, yeah, 150. So this guy takes in 25. So he needs 6 of these. That's very good. That's a lot better than I was hoping for. I thought maybe we'd need like 20 or 30, but 6 is good. It is pipe madness though. 2 different fluid inputs, 2 different fluid outputs, and we also need the filter frames. Okay, so let's get started with this. Okay. Let's... Alright. So, you are going to be dropping there. You're going to be picking up there. And what did we do for the other one? Let me just have a look at the other one real quick so I can make them... I just want to make them the same. Alright, so the outside of the belt is the empties, which means the inside is the fulls. So there we go. Beautiful. And for now, I'm just going to do this. So sulfuric... Oh my god, did we actually plan that? I didn't plan that, but... We're going to do that, and then that one also goes over to the other side. And that's our output. This one... Move that up by 1. And then this one is the crystal. And then this one. Oh, it's going to be so tight to fit all these in. All right, you know what? Let's take this. Move it down. We got room, because we only need... What did we say? We only need 6 of these. Only need 6 of these things, so we got a bit more room. Okay. Okay. Alright. And then... You can go down by 1. And then you can go down over here. And then you need to move down by 1. So, sulfuric wastewater comes out, gets shipped up to here. And we also need to get something over here to take care of that on the other side. But that's fine. Let's go ahead and do a horizontal. That's not great. That's really not great, because this is overflow land, and we're actually entering into overflow land a little bit. Well, you know what? It's fine, because we're only doing 2 in between here, so we're not squeezing them together as tight as we would. The only way we could squeeze them together tighter is if we start getting rid of roboports. There's no way we'd fit 3 in between these roboports. We'd have to start deleting roboports, and we've already said 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, so it's fine. So we can move out a bit. We've actually got probably another couple of tiles we could move out to if we really wanted to. Okay, so this is for the sulfuric acid. I'm going to move this one all the way out over to there. Give that one a wide berth for our extra sulfuric acid. And you can go down the entire line uninterrupted. Sulfuric wastewater. Done. Sulfuric wastewater. And then this one is the mineralized. Okay, that's done. Crystal slurry is done. Putting that in. Mineralized water is done. Sulfuric wastewater output is done. What is going on here? What is this pipe going to? This is the crystal stuff. Okay, beautiful. So I think we'll join these together down the bottom. So, okay. Okay. And then you go here. And you get joined together. We didn't really do power here. But that's fine. We need a power pole down the bottom to get that bottom inserter, but other than that, it's all good. My God, the pipe madness. Usually we're dealing with belt madness, but it's pipe madness right now. Okay. So we need three coal filters per second. I'm just going to put a yellow guy down here. Now, the full one is going to be in the middle. We got to remember that. Coal filter. You got to be crapping me. 2.5. We need 3 and it gives me 2.5. Okay. Actually, 1, 2, 3. What are we doing? I'm doing them in the wrong way. Alright. Nice inserter there. You take only the empty ones. Where are my empty? Where are my empties? Are they not on this tab? They're on some other tab, aren't they? They should be on this. Okay, so they're up at the top. Alright. And then we got our belt of coal coming up. One of the very few inputs that we will need for this station, and we won't need a lot of it. We'll need very few of these guys. 0.5 and 0.5. Yeah, that's not much coal. And in fact, because we only need 3, it'll be... What's 3 divided by 5? 0.6. We only need 0.6 coal per second for this entire build. So that one train is going to last forever. Okay, so these are putting... So the full ones are on the inside, and then the empty ones are on the outside. We don't even need a... This should be fast enough to get rid of everything here, because they're, what, 3, and then we're doing 4. If we really wanted, we could put some more inserters here, just to be safe. But it doesn't matter if there's an empty one that kind of just lands out there, then that's fine. Now, the real question is, do we manually seed these? Because we're going to need a lot of these lines. We could go in and manually seed them, or we could have them automatically seeded. Automatically seeding with an iron train is a bit of a waste. It's like a huge waste. So I'm not sure I really want to do that. Anyway, all right, let's get back to it. Oh, worker robot speed. Those robots are still reasonably slow, but they're faster. They're a bit faster. Oh god, the cargo size though, that's going to be huge. That's going to be massive. This basically doubles their speed because they can carry twice as much. All right. So as of now, we have gotten all the way to creating. What have we created here? Okay, these. I thought for a sec I had a pump here and that was going to screw everything up, but no, these are actually turned on based on requirements. All right. So we're producing 25, 150. 150 of this mineral sludge is being produced. 150 per second. Okay. We need these things. We need some of these things. Oh, we just need 2 of them, apparently. That's nice and easy. Just put them there, like so. And that's a 6 per second. Shift N, Shift N. And Bob's your uncle. And there we go. So this is going to create a total of 12 per second. Which is cool. Which is very, very cool. So, we've pretty much finished. And we fit it into this nice, thin area. And it's going to produce us 12 per second. Oh, looks like we missed a couple of power poles here. That's okay. So these bloody double ones that need the inserter down the bottom is very, very annoying. Everything else going pretty good. I mean, well, they're going kind of good. If they were going very good, we'd actually have crystals coming out, but that's not happening. Okay, something has gone wrong here. How did water get into this pipe? Okay. No, it gets filled immediately with water. Okay. Let's go have a look at how this is getting filled with water. Can't see anything. Okay, that's probably... that would be a problem. That would definitely be a problem. Okay. I thought these were supposed to be symmetrical. I guess they're not quite symmetrical. Okay. Well, that solves that problem. Got some more power poles going down. Got some viscous mud water. Got some mud being recycled. Got a whole bunch of crystals coming out. Not as many as we should have. These should be total. I think we said 36 per second, so these should be totally chockers at this point. Okay, we forgot to hook up something here. Yeah. All right. We need this, and then okay. All right, so that'll hook that into this system, which we definitely need, because otherwise this is... Well, this is already jammed, but... Yeah. This is... Alright. So we need to go over and we need to chuck some sulfuric acid in the system. Which we might as well make a nice, easy way to do that. So this is going to be sulfuric acid... Okay, come on. I've got a million different unbarreling recipes. Where the hell are they all? Oh, of course you need a barreling pump, which... Oh god, it takes steel. Taking steel isn't necessarily annoyance anymore. It's just it's a bit of an annoyance, but it's not too much. Get this crap out of my inventory, pretty please. Don't tell me I'm going to have to automate barreling pumps. Solder, bronze, zinc. Yeah, don't need zinc in my inventory anymore. Okay. So we're going to need a barreling pump, apparently, to get this done. And this is going to be sulfuric. Oh god, I got a sinking feeling about this. Sulfuric acid canister. Yeah, it takes plastic. It's not as bad. We do actually have plastic, quite a fair bit of it, but that's just... It's still a little bit annoying. If we were earlier on in the game, that would have been an absolute killer, but I guess we do actually have plastic, so should be okay. Let's grab a bunch of those. Fill them up on sulfuric acid and send them over there. Because as we said early on in this process, we are net positive on sulfuric acid. We're actually going to have extra coming down this line that we can actually export on a train if we decide we want to. So there we go. Sulfuric acid, a little bit extra. And what we're actually going to do here is we're going to have a pump. And this pump is only going to pump if we've got more than a huge amount in here. Sulfuric acid. No, sulfuric acid, not sulfur dioxide. 24. Actually, let's make it 20,000. So sulfuric acid is more than 20,000. Do I actually want to put it on a train? I mean, it's basically free. It's sulfuric acid and it's basically free. So we might as well put it on a train. And then we can set that train to priority of 99. So that it always gets sulfuric acid here first. And of course, we'll have to have a tank down here and a nice little venting system. So let's put that in now. So we've got a pump, and then we've got a vent, and we're going to need another pump over here because these guys can't be connected to the circuit network. So this pump works all the time and it goes down to the train, and this pump will only work if sulfuric acid is greater than 24,000. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So that takes care of that. So we got sulfuric acid, and we got 12 mineral catalyst per second coming on this belt. And we need to bring some coal up here. And we got plenty of space here. Plenty of space. So this space here is going to be for belt shenanigans. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pick up where... Okay. Need to make some space here in my inventory. Get rid of stone bricks. I'm sure I'll need them again in about 10 seconds. So we're going to go and we're going to pick up a bunch more coal. We don't need that much coal, but... Oh, there's a fair amount of coal in here. Actually, we need a second barreling machine, don't we? Barreling pump. Of course, we need more steel. And, of course, we're out of... Alright, let's just go ham and getting rid of a lot of this stuff. A lot of... Look at all the... You know what? What the hell is that? Electric boiler 3. Why do I have that? Don't need that. Don't need that. Still need that. Don't need that. Kind of want to hang on to that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Definitely don't need that. Well, maybe I need that. And then definitely don't need that. Okay. Alright. Let's go ahead, get some more steel, get another barreling machine going. And then we'll head up to the sulfuric acid station, I think. We'll head up there. We'll fill up all of these canisters. And then we're going to go over and we're going to kickstart the machine. And I'm not going to hook any stations up yet because I want to make sure it actually works. And once it actually works, then I'll hook up some stations and we'll have to do some... a little bit of belt shenanigans. Basically, to get the output in, to get the coal and all that sort of stuff. Sulfuric acid should be right here. Yes, it is. Alright. Barreling machine. It's a machine that barrels stuff. Okay. Sulfuric acid container. Alright. Give me... Do I really not have any iron at the moment? I probably chucked all of it away, didn't I? You know what? Let's just use these. Why not? Fast inserters. Well, it's filling them up pretty fast. How much sulfuric acid do we really need to kickstart this process? I don't want to get in a situation where of course there's no power to that. We can chuck that in the trash now. Actually, no. We won't chuck it in the trash, because then the bots will have to take it all the way back to a storage chest. And I know they're a bit faster now, but they're still kind of crap. So how much do we actually need? Because the problem is you can get spread. Like, you can build a whole bunch of crystal slurry, and then suddenly every single machine has like 40 crystal slurry in it. And nothing happens. Alright, well, let's just... We've got all of them, so we might as well just take all of them. Where is my car? And we should have... I mean, we've got 600, just over 600 coal, so that should be enough. Okay, going this direction. Oh, God. This, look, we haven't even got blue signs automated yet, and already our mega base is so huge that it's taking me ages just to drive through it. Like, it is absolutely massive. And I cannot wait until we get really, really fast bots. And I'll show you it real quick, actually, but there is actually, if we have a look at robots, there are these ones. So you've got, what, these ones are like the construction robot 3s, and then you've got robot 4s, logistic robots 4, and then you've got these nuclear powered logistics robot 4s. Don't require recharging. They just fly around forever. But they take this radio thermoelectric generator, which takes plutonium, which is going to be fun. But yeah, we are going to be getting those nuclear powered robots eventually, and it is going to be awesome. Okay, let's just get that going. I'm actually walking around in my base. It's kind of cool. There goes the barreling pump. There goes the power pole. Might as well do this. Let's chuck all these in here. And I'd really love an iron chest right now. What I'd really love is this. Okay, what's going on here? We need to take out the empty barrels. Of course we do. Of course we do. If I just put down it, I'm pretty sure I've got iron chests automated in the system. No, apparently not. I really want that to be an iron chest. Alright, we're going to make it a normal chest, but then we're going to change it over to an iron chest. And this is going to be part of the blueprint. If I had requested chests, I could make this really automated, but we do not. Okay. Shift L. Pick up position. Iron chest. We're going to have to manually put that down. Oh, maybe there are actually some in the system. Okay, well, that's gone through all of our canisters. We got a little bit of sulfuric acid here. Okay. Oh, I want another chest right here. Oh, we've got an iron chest here. Let's just dump 216 in there. Oh, we need filter frame. Of course we need to see this with filter frames, don't we? And it requires iron. Of course it does. Of course it requires iron. Everything requires iron. Oh, I'm so unprepared. So unprepared for all of this sort of stuff. I'm not going back there. Let's just... What am I doing? Let's just request a bunch of these frames. We'll request 200. I say 200 is a nice number. 171 in storage. Might as well automate this. Because what do they take? Iron and steel. Iron and steel. Looks like we're making them here. Jeez, we're really pushing the limits of what our base should be doing. Filter frames. Might as well just build a bunch. Empty filter frames. Iron and steel. And you need to be long. Okay, done. So now we can just sit here and wait for some filter frames. I really should have bought them myself, but anyway. We got mineralized water, we got the crystal slurry. We got it all set up to go. We could actually put down a couple more storage tanks for some caching related stuff. I'm not sure if it's really necessary, to be honest. Like Casein Crystal Slurry might be nice, but we're already caching the sulfuric wastewater. And yeah, all you need is sulfuric wastewater to create... What the hell is this? Oh, it's the purified water. Okay, yeah. All you need is sulfuric wastewater to create sulfur. So if we got too much sulfuric wastewater, we just end up creating too much sulfuric acid, and we're already handling that, so that's fine. Come on, bots. I made you faster. You should be faster. Why are you not faster? They're a little bit faster. This worker robot cargo size is going to be huge. I know I've said that before, but it's going to be huge. Yeah, so we're going to have to go around and we're going to have to manually seed these bases with a little bit of stuff. So, obviously these filter frames, we're going to have to go in and chuck about 200 in each of them. And we're going to have to throw in some sulfuric acid barrels as well. Some of these canisters, not a lot, just enough to kick it off. We probably don't need this many, but it should be fine. How long are these guys going to take? I kind of want to go over... You know what? I kind of want to go over and refill these sulfuric acid canisters. And that'll also get me closer to the bots. So the bots can give me all their filter frames. Alright, beautiful. Beautiful. Let's... The bots will never give up trying to give you stuff, even if you drive away from them. Unless you drive out of the network. In which case, I think if you drive out of the network, then they may just say, screw it, I'm going to go back and put this stuff back in chests. Thankfully, we are in the world's biggest robo network at this point, so it's not really an issue. And man, I really wish I had requested chests. But yeah, we don't have requested trains. We do have train stations we can put down and just say, all right, I want iron here. Boom. And it'll give us iron. But these things, it's a totally lossless system. You never use up the filter frames, so there's no point getting iron in there at all. We just get 200 filter frames, throw it in there, and Bob's your uncle. 205. All right. How many? We got 170. Bit more on the way. We'll wait for these last few bots to give me their filter frames. And then we'll head up. And we'll put a nice easy 200 in there. And yeah, absolutely. The main thing oh, look at these last two. You know what? I'm not waiting for them. I'm not waiting for them. But yeah, we're going to put down filter frames. We're going to see some mineral catalyst on the belt. And again, it's not going to be producing as much as it should because this entire base relies on red belts and we haven't actually built any. But I think we're pretty much at the point where we can start actually making red belts because our steel is as solid as it's going to get. Like, it's... The steel comes out of the mega base, and the mega base... The only problem the mega base has at the moment is mineral catalyst. That's the only thing that's really slowing it down. And we're fixing mineral catalyst right now. And then we're not going to have to do any of that priority-related malarkey anymore. So we're not going to have to say this station gets higher priority, blah, 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 blah. Alright. Alright, we got the empties. The empties are coming out on the inner line. Just make sure that this side is working as well. Yep, empties coming out on the inner line. That 200 should be more than enough. And there we go. Mineral catalyst being produced. 12 per second. We won't be able to maintain 12 per second, but yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. And now we just need to copy and paste. How's my sulfuric acid doing? I got a bit of mineral water there. That's actually slowly going down. I'm not sure if I like that. Our mineral... We're not venting any of it, right? We're definitely not venting any of it. It's definitely going down. We got 1k in each of these, but that's already taken care of. It's actually going down. Are these... Okay, these are all backing up. Okay, this is a very interesting problem. Actually, no, it's not. This is a very stupid problem. We might need to do some... excuse me, I'm going to have a drink. Okay, so remembering that this does need to be a red belt eventually. Remembering that, keeping that in mind. Things like this we definitely need to fix. Because we just clearly missed it completely. And then you need to be a near one as well. And I'm going to put some power poles here, because otherwise we're just going to be ambushed by them. Near. And yeah. Okay, so that's fixed that up. Mineralized water is going back up. Hopefully, I think we did the math and we said we're doing a net positive on mineral catalyst, which is nice. The crystals... should be fine. A lot of these are slow or not doing much because we don't have red belts yet. And this belt really needs to be a red belt. These need to be upgraded. Maybe we should just pull the pin on the red belts, because I've been holding off on them for quite a while. But there's not really any reason not to build them anymore. I mean, yeah. Well, we still got 15 minutes. Can we build these in 15 minutes? I kind of feel like 20 iron gear. 20. This needs a proper build. That needs a proper build with some very well thought out. Okay, so what's going on here? Oh, they're backed up. They're all backed up on mineral sludge because this belt is going nowhere. And that's got to be backing up these guys, which is backing up these guys, but it's all good. So we may need to do a little bit more faffing around to get these belts working correctly, because there is a bit of build up with some of these. Hopefully we've fixed that now with that sort of stuff, but yeah. Yeah, let's get some train stations going here. So we said this needs 0.6 coal per second, so it's going to take 6 coals total for all 10 belts. So flow station load. This is going to be mineral catalyst, 4 red belts. This thing is going to be able to produce, which is very nice. And then station unload is going to be coal, which for some reason is in the petrochem tab, which always really annoys me. And then we just need a fluid train load, which is going to be for sulfuric acid, which I think we said we were going to make priority 90. Because this is a total byproduct at this point. All right. Now, I think I'm happy enough with this build that I'm happy to just copy and paste it. So. Okay, I'm not going to do this. We're getting the power poles in the middle. I don't want that. Okay. That should be everything. Let's just put that there. That's a little bit close to the rover port on the left, but I'm kind of okay with that. And then what we can do is... Actually, no, we don't want to do that because the rover ports are oriented differently. Yep. That one's good. Try not to nudge up too close to the rover ports on either side. That's fine. We really are nudging up to the rover ports, unfortunately, but... okay. And then I think we just want this one. Okay, so that's 10 lanes, 12 mineral catalyst per lane, total of 120, which is 4 belts. All right. That's going to take forever. Should I want to turn my construction robots off? I'm not sure. Let's get this done. So we're basically going to need a 10-to-4 balancer, which is pretty spectacular. We may update these belts a little bit later on. That one kind of... Alright, I'm going to refresh this a little bit so I can put the balancer there, and I'm out of belts. Okay, we will make do. We are inside the logistics network, so the bots will give us more belts eventually. Okay. And there we go. Oh man, this goes forever. This goes absolutely forever. And we're gonna have to go through and seed all of these guys with stuff. And I don't think I actually built the barreling things in the mall. So I think we'll have to go back and do that because... yeah, we're just going to have to. Haven't hooked up any of these belts incorrectly so far. That's a very good sign. Give me a nice long one. Nice. Oh, that was a mistake. Okay. So all the coal taken care of. Am I not in map view? I guess I'm not in map view. Oh, okay, that's not quite working. We still use this one over. Can't use that one either. Alright. These are all in very weird orientations. My fault, obviously, but... we're just going to have to manually sort them all out. And the bots are going to have a field day. Oh, look at that. We've already got coal coming in. That's beautiful. We need a double tap over there. Not a double tap there. Double tap there. Beautiful. 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 And that's that. And then, of course, this lines up exactly with a belt. Of course it does. This sort of crap always happens, doesn't it? And I don't know, you could just put a straight belt across there, but for me it always looks nice and aesthetic when you just sort of have an undergrounds, even when they're closer together. Okay. So, we're going to need a bunch of filter frames. We're going to need approximately 200 for each of these. So we need 1,800 total. And while I'm waiting for that, we're going to go around and we're going to fill. Well, technically we're not going to fill, but I'm just going to put in these chests. Although we have to wait for these chests to be built. And I don't have any iron, so I can't build them myself. Ooh. But, yeah. That's pretty much going to be that. And then so we've got the sulfuric acid. I think I'm just going to split these 200 between the other three. Between all the 9 of these. Once the chests actually get pushed down. And then we're just going to have to... Well... We might as well get the belt shenanigans going for this. Yeah, that's that. Give me some belts. I'm going to turn off my construction bots, actually. So I can actually keep a hold of these belts for more than 5 seconds. So these are all 12. 12 per second. So it's going to be 2.5 of these. So this is going to be split. And then these 2.5 of this is going to form a full one. So... filter red on the right hand side, and then goes like that on the left hand side, and that's 30. And we do the same thing over here. And that takes care of 5 belts. Can I get away with doing the exact same thing over here? No. None of these belts line up like they should. Okay. That's fine. Actually, we don't want that. We want it to be a bit further down. Just a bit further down. Yep. And then this one goes like that. And that one goes like that. And that one goes like that. That's 2.5. And then the other one, haven't quite left room for that. Right. We have to do a little bit of a dodgy here because I haven't quite left room, but that's fine. Yep. And the last one just goes in like that. And that will give us 4 full red belts of mineral catalyst. Done. And hopefully those bots... Well, let's have a look. Okay. Well, they're slowly coming over with that stuff, but that's going to take a while. So we'll probably just be sitting here while we design something else and waiting for those guys to come in. But the important thing is we have fit in 10 here, and when we need the next level of crystals, we can just put another 10 here, and then we're producing 4 red belts of the crystal catalyst, which is extremely simple. Needs a slight variation on the blueprint because you obviously use this one instead of this one, but it's just use purified water instead of mineralized water. So the mineralized water will all go in the clarifiers, and we'll have to knock up a bunch of water purifiers because we're going to need 300 purified water per second, which actually might be a bit squishy to squeeze in here, but I'm sure we can do it. We'd fit them down here if we absolutely needed to, but yeah. Other than that, oh, we've already got 2 separate areas that have this stuff going. Okay. This one I'm pretty sure is dead because it just doesn't have enough. So this one is sulfuric acid positive, so that's the one we already set up. This one, I'm going to give you 20 canisters. I'm going to give you 20 canisters. Thankfully, they've been putting down the iron chests fairly quickly, which I like. You're the net positive one. Haven't got these chests yet. I've got these chests. Whoa, did I miscount something? 1, 2, 3. No, there is 10. I just miscounted while I was walking across them. 2. So we need a chest here and 2 chests here. All right. Okay. Well, that's pretty much the stream then. I mean, we're at 1 minute 58 on the live counter, so there's not really much to do other than sit and watch this get built. And I've been very, very sort of proactive with not doing anything off stream. So when the game is actually running, then I'm streaming, is sort of the way it works. So when we come back next week, we'll be in exactly the same state. Just about to get robot cargo size going through, which is very nice. Oh, yeah, okay. One thing that I really did want to do, I actually forgot about doing, but we're going to do now, is we're going to get a silo, and we're going to put it here. And output priority. Gotta put our magical thing on the right. But yeah, so that is going to clear out all this copper wire from this train station. And we've already reset this train station to be the tin sheet. So maybe that's how we'll finish off. We'll grab some more trains. Tin wire coils, we are making them, but we're not actually using them. So there's no real point messing around with those. But the tin sheet coils are definitely being made, and they're actually full, thanks to us updating the priority of the tin mineral catalyst last episode, which I have reverted back, so it's back to normal, which means mineral catalyst is not being... Iron at least should have it. What's going on with this? No mineral catalyst, whatever. Did I accidentally set tin to be high? Maybe we're just using so much mineral catalyst that we can't even keep a single station running. Like, what is going on with this? I mean, we're fixing it. Obviously, we're fixing it, but this mineral catalyst is just so slow. Okay, so both of these are almost to the point where they're fully fixed, which is kind of cool. So that is just kind of a temporary thing going on. Before I forget. Okay, so that'll clear out that line, and so we can start to get the tin sheets coming in. But yeah. We'll just wait for all of those to show up, and then once we've got... They stack to 200, so once we've got the 1800... Alright, looks like we got some more chests going on here. Give you a good 20. That one's already good. Give you a good 20. You're good, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good. We're just waiting for this one chest here. And then everything is seeded. And we just got to wait for the filter frames. Alright, done. Here we go. I think there's the chest right here. Okay. I think this is a good place to sort of end it. We could also ask the bots to get rid of the trees, but it is what it is. So, we're just going to let that run. We're going to let the filter frames build up, and we're going to come back next week, unless I try and decide to do a bonus stream. If you don't want to see more of this, please let me know in the comments, and I might start doing some bonus streams a bit more. But for now, what are we going to do next? Because we've done crystals into mineral catalysts. I don't think I need these calculations anymore. I've saved them into Notepad externally, but yeah, that should hopefully fix all of our mineral catalyst problems. Next, we're going to be going for a lot of blue science, so we're probably going to be... where are the recipes? Starting to do a lot more of this, like silicon ore, aluminium ore. We're going to be chunking stuff. Actually, we'll need to get crystal catalysts for all that, won't we? So maybe next episode we'll just be copying this entire thing again, get some crystal catalysts this time, and yeah, see how we go. But wow, that's a big one. How are these? Looks like the water has done pretty well for all these. Sometimes when you paste it, it pastes down the pump before the actual water fill, and then the pipes just don't work, but it seems to be doing pretty well. All right, well, I think that is it. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I do hope you enjoyed this stream, and I'll catch you guys next week. Stay tuned.